On this episode of Esto, PGA Tour Latinoamérica, we speak to Chilean star JOAQUÍN NIEMANN about his efforts to help a baby boy get much-needed medical treatment back home.
Rafita pudo tener su medicamento y se lo pusieron hace ya un par de días.
The top 3 players on the PGA Tour Latinoamérica points list tell us about their preparation for the rest of the 2020-21 season.
Quality over quantity in practice sessions.
I didn't look at the scoreboard once.
Que yo trabajo muy fuerte en eso, justamente para no dejarles tanta ventaja.
We will also look at how our ALUMS did at the Players' Championship.
The history of the players, you know, anything can happen, really. Big movements in positions with players in this tournament.
All this and more on Esto, PGA Tour Latinoamérica. Esto es PGA Tour Latinoamérica. The race to move up to the Korn Ferry Tour heats up. After 3 tournaments on the 2020-21 season, some players have established themselves as top contenders. One of them is Maguire, who is probably playing the best golf of his career.
It was a really tough day. It was a grind out there. I knew a 3-shot lead can go in a hole. It's nothing on a course like this.
The St. Pete, Florida native broke through with the win at the Shell Open, an event he won by 2 shots over Argentina's Andres Gallegos last December.
I knew I needed to stay aggressive and try and increase the lead. Just like I said, 3 shots isn't much, so I needed to stay aggressive, and I did.
At Doral, Maguire kept control the entire weekend, building a 5-shot lead at one point. That victory was a solid one for the 28-year-old who was making his 34th career start on PGA Tour Latinoamérica. Prior to that week, he had a couple of close calls, finishing as runner-up twice. The Shell Open victory allowed him to charge to the top of the points list for the first time in his career. It's a position he doesn't want to relinquish.
I mean, any time you can win a PGA Tour sanctioned event, it's a big deal, and just getting one step closer to the Korn Ferry Tour is a huge goal of mine. So I'm excited.
Experiences on the side of Alexandre Rocha, a veteran who turned pro in 2000, and he's taking good advantage of it.
Por fin la experiencia sí cuenta al final, porque de repente en momentos que yo pueda venir a sentir momentos de decisión, a lo mejor me siento más tranquilo justamente porque tengo de carrera lo que tiene de edad, así que para algo sirve, ¿no?
The 43-year-old from Sao Paulo, Brazil, currently holds the 2nd spot on the points list, having recorded a victory in record fashion at the 2020 Estrella del Mar Open. He had the lowest 72-hole score ever on PGA Tour Latinoamérica to secure that win in Mazatlán.
Pude controlar o voo da bola, embocar os pates necessários até que no final desse resultado de 10 abaixo hoje e 29 abaixo no torneio.
By finishing at 29 under, he secured the win by 3 shots over Mexico's Álvaro Ortiz. A final round of 62 that matched the Estrella del Mar course record made the Brazilian veteran unstoppable.
Realmente estoy muy contento de haber ganado este torneo, principalmente en México, que considero yo como mi segundo país natal, así que muchas gracias a todos.
Desde Sao Paulo, Brasil, Alexandre Rocha.
It was a dream finish for his 2nd career win on tour.
Se les agradece muchísimo al gobierno de Sinaloa. De verdad, yo tengo experiencia jugando en este estado, sea el Tour Latinoamericano como el Tour Mexicano, y siempre reciben muy bien.
Rocha is among those making a return to Mazatlán for the 2021 Mexican Open. He's hoping for another strong week that could pave his way back to the Korn Ferry Tour. It is time to take a look at our players on social media. Before resuming his 2020-21 season on PGA Tour Latinoamérica, Camilo Aguado played one of the qualifying tournaments for the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada, and he went on to dominate. The Colombian player led from start to finish to secure full exempt status on that tour in 2021. The top two players on the Dominican Republic Tour are PGA Tour Latinoamérica members Juan José Guerra and Willy Pumarol. By finishing first and second on their national tour ranking, they were granted exemptions into the PGA Tour's Corales Punta Cana Resort and Club Championship. Make it another win for José de Jesús El Camarón Rodríguez. Our 2017 Player of the Year claimed the opening event of the Mexican Tour season. The tournament played in Acapulco was part of the Depth Series, and it got Rodríguez ready to go back to the Corn Ferry Tour. Halfway through March, tour member Matías Simaski defeated past PGA Tour champion Andrés Romero in a playoff to win the first Aloco Classic Abierto de San Luis. This was Simaski's second Depth Series career win, having claimed the 2015 Copa Mitad del Mundo in Ecuador when he was still an amateur. Tour alum Marcelo Rosso recently joined the PGA Tour's Honda Classic field by carding a new course record of 9 under 63 on the Monday qualifier. His fourth career start on the PGA Tour served the Colombian as motivation to battle for a PGA Tour card on his return to the Corn Ferry Tour. After the break, Chilean star JOAQUÍN NIEMANN will tell us about a cause he fought hard for the past 3 months.
Fue diagnosticado con esta enfermedad a un par de días de haber nacido.
We will also look at this season's performance by Brandon Matthews, the man who holds the third spot on the Tour points list. All this and more when Esto, PGA Tour Latinoamérica returns. Esto es PGA Tour Latinoamérica. At the age of 22, JOAQUÍN NIEMANN is already one of the best players in the world. The young man from Chile is living a lifelong dream, playing on the PGA Tour as one of golf's brightest stars. Besides performing at a high level inside the ropes, NIEMANN has added to his reputation as a good guy because of his action outside the ropes.
Hola, ¿cómo están? Aquí estoy con el famoso Rafita, está casado aquí durmiendo y quería mandarle un saludo a todos, dándole las gracias por todas las donaciones y decirle que estamos en el 75% de la meta, así que invitarlo a seguir donando y lograr la meta para estar aquí con Rafita.
Towards the end of 2020, JOAQUÍN decided to help young Rafael Calderón, the son of one of his mother's cousins. The baby boy was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy, a rare disease that leads to muscle wasting and respiratory failure, a frequent genetic cause of death among infants.
Rafita es el hijo del primo de mi mamá. Desde que yo nací conozco a Felipe, que es el papá de Rafita. Y Felipe me acompañó al máster hace 2 años cuando era amateur. Me acompañaba cuando chico a los torneos y tuvieron un hijo que es Rafita y tuvimos suerte de que se dieron cuenta de que fue diagnosticado con esta enfermedad a un par de semanas, creo, a un par de días de haber nacido, y eso nos dio tiempo para claro, empezar a movernos, empezar a ser positivos de que se podía lograr, porque casi que lo veíamos imposible juntar 2.1 millones de dólares en casi nada de tiempo. Y al principio fue difícil, pero pasando el tiempo nos dimos cuenta que la gente nos iba ayudando, íbamos juntando mucho dinero, pero claro, es tanto dinero que se nos hacía cada noche más difícil.
Starting the Save Rafita campaign, JOAQUÍN embarked on a crusade to collect the $2.1 million needed to buy his expensive medicine. The first to contribute was JOAQUÍN himself, who pledged several of his tournament earnings towards the cause.
Y llegando acá a Estados Unidos, empezando los torneos, decidí empezar a donar un poco con las bolsas de premios que yo, los torneos que jugaba, haciendo verdis, águilas, todo eso. Y también, o sea, la gente se me empezó a acercar, mucha gente donó, muchos golfistas donaron. En México fue una de las semanas que creo que juntamos más dinero, ya que Unifin, uno de los auspiciadores de México, se pusieron con harto dinero para ayudar a Rafita. También varios auspiciadores aportaron, entonces fue muy lindo ver cómo todos se juntaron y se involucraron en el tema de Rafita.
The golf community didn't hesitate to join in, and the goal was met within 3 months.
Estos últimos días han sido súper buenos. Rafita pudo tener su medicamento y se lo pusieron hace ya un par de días. Y recién hoy salió del hospital ya que se sentía, obviamente le pusieron una inyección muy fuerte y los primeros días estaba un poco con fiebre, se estaba vomitando, pero ya logró salir del hospital, ahora se siente súper bien, puede tomar leche de la mamá, así que nada, los avances han sido increíbles y él ahora está súper bien.
Joaquín has a bright career ahead of him, and he will claim many tour titles in the future, but this particular victory will always stand out as a very special one. After spending 2 full seasons on the Korn Ferry Tour, Brandon Matthews made a strong return to PGA Tour Latinoamerica with a tie for 5th at the Neuquén Argentina Classic and a playoff loss at the Visa Open de Argentina at the end of the 2019 season. Those 2 finishes secure him a full card for the 2020-21 season, and he has taken good advantage of it. In only 2 starts, the 26-year-old from Pennsylvania has already recorded a dominating victory at the Puerto Plata Open this past December.
I'm really proud that I extended my lead. I think that probably is the hardest thing to do in golf, is to have a several shot lead and then extend it throughout the day.
The Temple University alum went on to record 365s in a 63 for a 5-shot win at Playa Dorada Golf Course in the Dominican Republic.
I really didn't miss a golf shot, and it was a lot of fun. Like I was saying, I hit every shot where I needed to, and my putter was with me this week. I putted really nice, felt really confident on these greens, and just happy to get a win.
Matthews had an eagle, 30 birdies, and only 6 bogeys, an impressive performance by a young man who caught the attention of the golf world in 2019.
He's glad this story has gotten so many headlines, but he hopes that everyone else would have done the same thing, guys.
It was the 3rd hole of a playoff at the Visa Open de Argentina, and his opponent, Ricardo Celia, had just drained a 32-footer for birdie. The pressure was on Matthews to make his putt, but as he drew back the putter blade, a fan yelled and he missed. When he learned that the fan had Down syndrome, Matthews asked to meet him.
Yeah, I just wanted to go out and make sure he was all right and understood that I wasn't frustrated at him. I didn't want him to be frustrated himself either. So it was really important to me to make sure that he was kind of a fan of golf, for life. It didn't leave a bad taste in his mouth and all that.
Matthews gave the man a hug and signed him a glove, showing compassion in the face of disappointment, as a win at the Argentine Open would have cleared his path back to the Korn Ferry Tour. A bit over a year later, Matthews found redemption in the Dominican Republic with a victory that made him charge into the 3rd spot of the PGA Tour Latinoamerica points list. This is how the tour standings look like after 3 tournaments played this season. When Esto, PGA Tour Latinoamerica returns. In Golf 101, we will learn what your options are when your ball goes into a penalty area.
Obviously, it's dangerous, so what option you want to do?
We will also look into the recent strong performances by one of our alums, Canada's Corey Connors. All this and more when we return. Esto es PGA Tour Latinoamérica. Esto es PGA Tour Latinoamérica. It's time for Golf 101. So let's join Tour player Ryan Ellerbrock and Tour rules official Claudio Rivas to learn what to do when you find your ball in a penalty area. What are the relief options for the player? Watch and learn.
Hi, my name is Ryan Ellerbrock and I play on the PGA Latinoamerica Tour. As you can see, we're here at Teeth of the Dog, great golf course, but it has teeth. As you can see, massive hazard. A lot of times we're going to be in these hazards. I know a lot of you don't understand exactly how to play it. So in that instance, I call my rules official, Claudio Rivas.
How can I help you?
Well, I just hit the ball in the hazard. I'm not really quite sure what to do. I just want to know what options I have to go to the hole.
Yeah, you know this is a lateral hazard. You can tell by the color is red. Okay, so you have, basically you have 5 options. You're only gonna have 4 here, okay? So your options to play the ball and when it's lying in a hazard, first, you can drop any ball. You don't need to retrieve that ball. It's a dangerous situation.
Okay.
The most common option will be 2 clubs from where it crosses the hazard, okay? Then you have the option of re-teeing it up. You just play it from the last point you played. Okay, then you have another option, which is where it crosses, you will go in line with the hole location. You will go all the way back, all where you can. The other option is to play it from there. Obviously, it's dangerous, so what option you want to do?
I'm actually going to take my 2 club relief at the point of entry.
Okay.
So 2.
That's right. It's never closer to a hole where it crosses, okay? It's always behind the point that cross the line.
Okay. Sounds good.
You just drop the ball inside those 2 clubs.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you. Hope that helps you guys out. Talk to you guys later.
The newest Valero Texas Open champion and a first-time winner on the PGA Tour, Corey Connors.
It's been a year since Corey Connors' maiden PGA Tour victory. His win at the Valero Texas Open is one of 9 titles collected by PGA Tour Latinoamerica alums on the tour that showcases golf's greatest players.
It's hard to put it into words. It's just sinking in now. It's unbelievable. I'm really, really happy. Played a great round of golf today, and yeah, it doesn't feel real. I knew I was going to give myself many more chances. I've had a lot of good finishes and learned a lot over the last few years and have a lot of confidence in my game. So my coach, Derek Ingram's really ingrained that in me, that it's just a matter of time and just keep pecking away. And yeah, I wasn't expecting it to happen this week, but yeah, really excited.
The 29-year-old who finished the 2016 season ranked 6th on the PGA Tour Latinoamerica Order of Merit has become a consistent performer on the PGA Tour. This past month, he finished 3rd at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Trailing by 1 shot with 18 holes to play, Connors stayed in the hunt until the very end on a day of tough playing conditions at Bay Hill. The Canadian finished 3 shots behind tournament champion Bryson DeChambeau, in great shape for the Players' Championship, one of the top events on the schedule.
Yeah, I feel like I'm putting a lot more consistently and gaining a lot of confidence. I've been working really hard on the putting, and it's feeling great over the ball and definitely seeing the lines really well, and trying to be pretty quick in my routine, committed to target, and it's working out well.
That next week, ready to take on the stadium course at TPC Sawgrass, there were 2 Latinoamerica alums making their debut at the Players. For 2018 Player of the Year Harry Hicks and a 3-time Tour champion Tyler McCamber.
I was happy to start it, first time playing it in the Players with a birdie, and super happy to follow it up with one. I'm definitely in control of my golf ball, which is great. You know, hitting a lot of the shots that I'm seeing. Just sort of feel like I'm plotting my way around the course pretty well. The history of the players, you know, anything can happen, really. Big movements in positions with players in this tournament. But honestly, just going to keep going and doing the same thing that I did today, which was give myself some chances for birdie and try to make as many as I can.
Connors came in sharp, posting rounds of 68-72 over the first 2 days to enter the weekend inside the top 20.
You know, I knew where I was. The leaders' final few groups still have a lot of golf to be played, so I wasn't really too worried about what was going on back there. You know, I knew just try and keep making birdies, stick to my game plan, and see what I could do.
In a tie for 22nd after another round of 72 on Saturday, Connors put on a charge Sunday, carding a final round 66 to battle his way into a solo 7th finish, his best performance ever at the Players' Championship.
I've been a lot more consistent over the last few weeks. I've been striking the ball really well, playing with a lot of confidence. Got some putts to fall in the last few weeks. I'd say my putter's been a little bit better over the last few weeks, and I'm still hitting it great. So everything's working pretty well. I like where things are at.
With his consecutive top 10s at the Arnold Palmer Invitational and the Players' Championship, Connors have moved inside the top 25 on the FedEx Cup standings. Currently, the leading PGA Tour Latinoamérica alum on the PGA Tour. On our next show, we'll see how Mexico's Roberto Diaz earned his first Korn Ferry Tour career title in Louisiana.
Es indescriptible la sensación.
Leandro Marelli of Argentina will explain us the basic rules of etiquette in Golf 101. We will also find out who walks away with the trophy at the 61st Mexican Open at Estrella del Mar in Mazatlán, Mexico.
Estrella del Mar yo creo que es un gran campo, un lugar para poder hacer este torneo, ¿no?
Next time on Esto es PGA Tour Latinoamérica.